Hi guys, it's me, Skylar Capri, and today we're talking about the all-new Vanilla Ease and Vanilla Cafe, which have dropped as online previews today at Bath & Body Works. Now, I know there are some people finding these already in the store, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're online today and in stores by the end of the week. That being said, if you're returning to my channel, welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. We do all things Bath & Body Works on my channel, especially the body care, so if that sounds like something interesting to you, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday weekend, or if it wasn't a holiday weekend for you, just a wonderful weekend in general. And without further ado, let's get right on into the collection. All right, you guys, so this collection is really going to include 3 vanilla fragrances. Now, one of the 3 is Vanilla Romance, which came out last year in 2024. A lot of people say this smells very similar to Bonfire Bash, and it has nearly identical packaging styles to the new Vanilla Ease and Vanilla Cafe. So Vanilla Romance will be joining the table of the floor set that includes this entire Vanillas collection, but that one is not necessarily a new fragrance. Now, the other new fragrances are Vanilla Ease and Vanilla Cafe, and I use the air quotes because a lot of people think that these are either past or current products already at Bath & Body Works just getting a repackage. Before we dive into the individual fragrances, I did want to quickly talk about the product types that are available as well as the pricing. I know that pricing is at the top of a lot of people's minds. As far as this collection goes, I would say the pricing is relatively okay. With the new coupons being up to $18.95, that's definitely going to make those coupons stretch a little bit. And there's really only 2 things outside of that coupon range. So if you have a couple stacked up, you could definitely get a set of either the Vanilla Ease, the Vanilla Romance, or the Vanilla Cafe. Now, starting off with pricing lowest to high, the lowest priced item is going to be the mini perfume spray at $14.95. This is something that we see all the time for the mini perfume sprays, so no surprise there. The next product is coming in at $16.95, and those are going to be the body washes and the body lotions. Now, the body wash and the body lotion really do range anywhere from as low as $14.95 all the way up to $16.95. So this is definitely on the higher end of pricing, but because you are able to use your coupons on these, it's relatively okay in my book. Now, as far as the next product type and the next pricing tier, the Fine Fragrance Mist, Body Cream, and Moisturizing Body Wash are coming in at $18.95. So everything that I've talked about so far is coupon eligible with the new coupons. Starting off with our first specialty product, we have the Moisturizing Body Wash. I know a lot of people love these, especially as we get into the colder months. They might just use this, especially if they're not somebody with very dry skin. They could use this and honestly skip the lotion. So something important to note there. The next product type we have is the Body Butter, which is coming in at $20.95. Body butters are typically priced around that $20.95 range, so this was not really a surprise to me. I know a lot of people enjoyed the Vanilla Romance and the Body Butter last year, so I wasn't surprised to see body butters coming out in the Vanilla Ease and the Vanilla Cafe. Something important to note there is that I know the body butter for Vanilla Ease is still available at the time of me filming this video. However, the Vanilla Cafe one, I really had a hard time getting it to load on the website, and then when I went back a couple of minutes, I refreshed my browser, it did not exist. So I am assuming that the Vanilla Cafe body butter is already sold out, or there was an issue with that. More to come later when we find out what is going on. Now, the last product we have and the most expensive is the full-size perfume at $59.95. Now, I know perfumes at Bath & Body Works in the past have scored a bit hit or miss. I feel like for more of their signature launches, so Sweetest Song, which we saw earlier this year, they had that perfume, which came in the music box, I want to say, and I think that one was like high 60s, I believe. Definitely, and always correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I want to say that one was like $69.95. So for this one, it being $59.95, which you'll see in a second. The packaging is much more simplistic, so I do think this is a relatively okay price for a full-size perfume, especially if you do have a 20% off coupon. You would be getting a relatively good deal on this. So overall, product types available, we have the mini perfume spray and the full-size perfume. We have the body wash and the body lotion, the Fine Fragrance Mist, the body cream, the moisturizing body wash, and the body butter. I am not seeing any minis at this time. time. I do believe Vanilla Romance has minis available. I'm not 100% sure if that's accurate, but I know for sure that the new Vanilla Ease and the Vanilla Cafe do not have minis available. So that being said, we're gonna dive right on into Vanilla Ease. All right, you guys, I'm gonna sit on this side of the screen and put some images up right here, but the first product that we are starting with is Vanilla Ease. Now, Vanilla Ease's packaging is so stunning to me. It's elegant, it looks expensive, it's cohesive, but they're not exactly the same across the different product types. This is exactly the type of packaging I feel like people wanna see from Bath & Body Works. Now, up on the screen right now, I do have the core collection, meaning the fine fragrance mist, the body wash, body lotion, and body cream. All I mean by core is that these are typically the product types that Bath & Body Works always comes out with, but I will flash up the specialty items, the moisturizing body wash, the perfume spray, all of that in just a couple of seconds. Out of the core line, I have to say the lotion and the body cream are stunning. I am loving this packaging. I am loving the almost lilac purple lids with the gold. It looks cohesive, expensive. I really can't say enough good things about the packaging. Now, as far as the specialty products go, so this is the body butter, the moisturizing body wash, the mini perfume spray, and the full-size perfume. I really enjoy all of this except that full-size perfume. I really wish they would have kept with that purple raspberry color. I feel like that would have been stunning. It does look like the actual bottle is a purple color. I don't know if that's just the way it's coming off on my screen, but I'm really confused as to why they went with this almost like yellow gold packaging. I understand it's to match the gold labels on some of the other products, but I would have really loved to see that purple pink packaging on this. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about the wood cap. I honestly think just a purple or a gold cap would have looked better, but overall, I really do like the look of Vanilla Ease. Heading into the actual scent notes, this is going to be more of an informative video, so not a first impressions or a review as I haven't smelled this fragrance yet. This one says it smells like taking a moment to yourself to pause and relax with fragrance notes of lavender blossoms, creamy vanilla, and soft cedarwood. To me, in reading the scent notes, the soft cedarwood and the fact that it's lavender blossoms, I would say that this is going to be a much softer vanilla than what we've seen from a Vanilla Romance or even a warm vanilla sugar in the past. I would say this is going to be more on that warm vanilla sugar level in terms of almost like a soft hint of vanilla rather than a Vanilla Romance, rather than a Vanilla Mocha Cafe, rather than a Vanilla Bean Noel, where they're much more of like a stronger vanilla. So I am really interested to see how this one's going to do, especially because we have an aromatherapy that is nearly identical in terms of a scent note perspective. Now, the one that I'm thinking of is the Aromatherapy Sleep, which is their lavender and vanilla fragrance. I was a bit surprised to see Vanilla Ease be a lavender vanilla, especially as we go into the fall months. I wouldn't have really expected to see a lot of people wearing lavender into the fall. For me, at least, I know that lavender and honeysuckle and any more of those like freesia or like rose, like any types of those florals are much more characteristic in the springtime. So I'm interested to see how this one does being put out in the fall time. Now, I'm not saying that these are going to be identical fragrances, but I did think it was interesting to have almost two lavender vanillas on the floor at the exact same time. I'm excited to get in stores and smell these side by side to see if there are any similarities. Now, the next fragrance we have is Vanilla Cafe, which I'm sure so many people are excited about. And this one also comes with a bit of controversy as a lot of people think this is going to be a repackage of a very repackaged coffee fragrance we have seen so many times in the past. Starting off with the just overall design and the packaging on the core collection, this is stunning. I really enjoy this. I do think I like this a little bit more than the Vanilla Ease. I mean, this just screams fall. I get the coffee vibe. I love the lotion. I think the lotion and the body cream are stunning on this one. It looks like you have coffee and you just like poured creamer all in it and it's sort of making that dissolved kind of colorway. I think this looks so good. And I also really enjoy that tan package. This is exactly what I expected to see when I'm hearing of this vanilla coffee fragrance. So absolute 10 out of 10 packaging for me. As far as what we have in more of these specialty products, unfortunately, I don't have an image of the body butter as it appeared to be either sold out or just not available online, but I do believe it's going to be the same color as the label on the moisturizing body wash, sort of that terracotta light brown color. As far as the scent notes goes, this one says it smells like a velvety smooth beverage that awakens the senses. Fragrance notes include smooth espresso, whipped vanilla, and toasted hazelnut. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are hearing this fragrance and going, wait a minute, I know of another coffee fragrance I have seen years ago that I think this is a repackage of. And if you are thinking of vanilla mocha cream, vanilla mocha martini, or vanilla mocha cafe, you are correct, as that is the one that I have pulled that this vanilla cafe sort of does sound similar to. They have been pushing this vanilla coffee fragrance over the years. I'm not exactly sure the last time we saw one of the variants, but of the vanilla mocha cream, the vanilla mocha cafe, and the vanilla mocha martini, that one has fragrance notes, or really all three of those have the same fragrance notes of a cozy cappuccino, vanilla orchid, and white tonka bean. So let's compare those to the vanilla cafe fragrance notes. Again, I haven't smelled the new vanilla cafe, so I'm not exactly sure what to expect yet, but going off a fragrance notes perspective and being much more informative rather than a review, we're gonna see what we can get into just looking at the fragrance notes alone. So starting off with vanilla cafe, the first fragrance note we have is smooth espresso. Compared to the other vanilla mocha lines, they have cozy cappuccino. I feel like that is similar enough. It's going to give enough of that coffee fragrance. And the cappuccino versus the espresso, I feel like the cappuccino is going to give much more of that like caramely, toasty vibe, which is what we'll see later on in the vanilla cafe with that toasted hazelnut. So I would say both of those, the cappuccino and espresso, are giving that hint of coffee to the fragrance. Now, the next note we have is whipped vanilla and vanilla cafe, and vanilla orchid and vanilla mocha. So vanilla mocha cream, vanilla mocha martini, or vanilla mocha cafe. That vanilla orchid note is used across Bath & Body Works products. That is the same note that is used in the Dream Bright. So the kind of berry fragrance that we saw back, the berry vanilla fragrance that we saw back for the summer SAS this year. So vanilla orchid is pretty widely used across the majority of their products. I feel like I also saw Cashmere Glow had vanilla orchid. A couple of them that I were looking to bring back, whether in the voting or SAS, did have that vanilla orchid note in them. So this is not a new fragrance at all. Comparing the vanilla orchid to the whipped vanilla, I can say that there would be similarities. The only thing that I would say might be different is that the vanilla cafe, because it's whipped vanilla, I would say that's much more of a whipped cream note, or maybe like a slightly vanilla like creamer note, while the vanilla orchid in the vanilla mocha lines, I'm not sure if that one played into more of a like floral fresh vanilla, more like a vanilla bean. I'm not exactly sure, but I did want to compare those side by side. Now, the last note that we have across the vanilla mocha lines is white tonka bean, and in vanilla cafe, we have toasted hazelnut. To me, I'm not really seeing much similarity. I think tonka adds a nice warmth to fragrances, and it is a nice fragrance note to pair with coffee, but I don't really see it comparing to that toasted hazelnut. To me, this toasted hazelnut sounds like this vanilla cafe is really going to be like a coffee beverage, like a latte, like a cappuccino. I don't drink coffee, so I don't know exactly the right words to use with this, but I feel like the hazelnut mixed with the espresso, this is much more of like a coffee drink, while the vanilla mocha martini, the mocha cream, and the vanilla mocha cafe, it sounds like that one was much more of like a coffee fragrance rather than like a drink with layers. I don't know. I'm not a coffee expert. I also haven't smelled these in stores, so it could very well be the same thing. I'm very interested to see what people have to say, but going scent note for scent note, I am noticing some key differences that make me believe that this is not exactly identical. But you guys, that wraps up the informative video on Vanilla Ease and Vanilla Cafe, which are currently available online and in stores for some of you. I'm very excited to get in stores and smell these, as I have no idea what to expect, but I'm very interested to see if they are repackages of a past or current Bath & Body Works items. But that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it helpful, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye, guys.